Okay, so we have a full agenda for tonight. The first thing we want to do is adopt the agenda. Miss Addie, do I need to call for a motion to adopt the agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I would like to move that the agenda be adopted as written.
A second.
Thank you for that, you guys. Our meeting is being recorded, so you guys can always find it on the CHNA website. So we don't actually take minutes because we're recording our meetings. So all of that is accessible to everyone. We have special guests, starting with our councilman of District 9, Mr. Dustin Hillis, and he is going to install our new officers. Thank you so much for attending, Councilman Hillis.
Definitely. Let me make sure my video is okay here. Am I right side up for once? Or no?
Yes, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. And did you send me the oath or whatever on city email?
No, I actually did not. Miss Addie, do we have the oath?
Of course not. No. I just assumed that Dustin had it. He wants to, maybe we can just pull it up really quickly.
Is it something we can pull up, Dustin?
What's that?
Is it something we can pull up?
I thought someone sent it to me in an email, but let me look right quick.
Okay, no problem.
Because usually each neighborhood like has its own oath or whatever. Yes, I don't have anything on my end.
Okay. Miss Addie, did you say you were looking for it?
Madam, no, but can we just go on with, we wanted to adopt the minutes and we wanted to read the purpose of statement. Maybe by then we can find the oath.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Give us just a couple seconds, Councilman Hillis.
Yeah, no problem.
Ben, can you go? Ben, can you go to the next?
I can just read a generic one.
Okay, that may be what we have to do. Our purpose for Center Hill Neighborhood Association, as we know, shall be to promote and maintain the soul, character, ethnic diversity, and cultural fabric for all residents of Center Hill, surrounding communities, regardless of race, age, sex, religion, sexual orientation, or economic status, and to encourage well-planned residential and business development with the community input that ensures benefits of economic growth shared equally by new and old residents alike. CHNA, which is the Center Hill Neighborhood Association, may serve any other lawful purpose for a nonprofit organization under Georgia law. So that is our purpose statement, you all. Ms. Addie, should we continue or do you want to move forward with the generic?
I'm sorry, we just continue with the slides. There's one more before we get to the installation.
Okay.
Right.
A call to approve the minutes.
Yes.
And our meetings are recorded so they can be found on the CHNA site, on the website.
Madam Madam President, the
Yes,
Ben has been so excellent with recording the minutes and establishing them on the website. So I would like to make a motion that the minutes be accepted as recorded.
Second.
Thank you very much for that.
I think we can do it by common consent. And I guess we're ready for our city council person. Is he ready for us?
Dustin, do you think we can do a generic one?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Do you want to do them one at a time or just have everyone say them together? Or?
I
Together.
think
Everyone together.
together will be
Yes.
fine.
Okay. All right.
Is Miranda here?
I've got a generic one here pulled up, so just bear with me. All right. So looks like we're installing Ms. Taryn Bell as president, Ms. Rhonda Brawner as vice president, Miranda Blyce as secretary, Mr. Ben Norman as assistant secretary, Ms. Addie Calhoun as recording treasurer, and Mr. Jason Davis as receiving treasurer. So I will read an oath and you can repeat after me. I'll make it short and sweet. I state your name.
I, Addie
I,
Calhoun,
Jason Davis,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute, state your office,
that I will
faithfully execute the office of recording treasurer, receiving
Assistant
treasurer,
Secretary,
of the
As
Center Hill
president.
Neighborhood Association,
As the center.
Center
of the
Hill
Center Hill
Neighborhood
Neighborhood Association,
and will, to the best of my ability,
And will
and to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
and
preserve, protect, and defend
the Center Hill Neighborhood Association and its bylaws.
the Center Hill Neighborhood Association and its bylaws.
All right, congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
now sworn in.
Thank you.
Thanks for your service to the neighborhood. Before I give my updates, I am going to see, I was late in recruiting. We have a new Zone 1 major, if you're not aware, but I was late in sending him the information, and he has an NPU meeting at 7. So if he hops on, please let me know and I'll stop my updates, and I'm going to let him speak so he can get to his next meeting.
Okay.
We can look out for him. His
Thank
name
you.
is Reginald Mormon, if he hops on.
Right. Thank you so much for that. Miss Addie actually reached out to him directly. Miss Addie was his counselor when he attended Douglas.
Oh,
High
wow.
School.
Yeah, he is an
Uh-oh.
OG from the Bankhead area, so went to Douglas High.
We're excited to have him.
Yeah, me as well. So just some general updates. As you all know, we're Happy New Year, everyone. We're starting off a new year. So I don't have a whole lot to share because we actually just had our swearing in on Monday. It was very cold. I'm just now thawing out, and it's about to get cold again tonight. But it was a great day. Swore in Mayor Dickens, 15 members of council, plus our president, which I believe up to 7 of those are brand new, including one of Center Hills and Councilmember Amos, and our municipal court judges. I was assigned, we were all given our committee assignments on Monday at the very short council meeting. I will again be, as I was in 2018 and 2019, the chair of the Public Safety Committee after serving 2 years as its vice chair. I will be. Okay, I'm going to pause there and I'm going to let Major Mormon give his updates so he can get to his next meeting.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Hillis. Hello, Major Mormon.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Well, I apologize. When I came in, I meant to be on mute. And so I apologize for that, but I'm Major Reginald Mormon. I'm the new Zone 1 major. I've been in place for a little over 2 weeks now. Definitely happy to be here to work with you all. Is that Miss Calhoun? Hey, Miss Calhoun, that's my counselor. So she's saying something. Okay, so I've been on the police department for 21 years. I just came from the airport. I was the commander of the airport, and before that I was the commander of the major crimes section, and before that I had community outreach, cops. So I'm from Atlanta. I went to Douglas High School, where Ms. Calhoun was my counselor. And I'm happy to be here with you all. As far as my updates, we had over the past year, we were competing against crime and issues from the year before, when COVID hit. And so we actually was right at a little bit below crime levels where we were the year before. So we've been working hard to maintain that and keep our numbers down. Some of the challenges that we're having have to do with a lot of property crime, shoplifting, vehicle break-ins, of course, and we've had some violent crime issues as well. But we're definitely responsive to the community, to the needs of the community, and placing our crime suppression units where they need to be, and also calling on resources within the department to allow for us to address a lot of these issues that we have in the community. At that point, I really just want to open it up for any questions anyone may have for me as the new commander of Zone 1.
Hi, Major Mormon. My name is Taryn Bell. I'm the president of the Neighborhood Association. How are you?
Hey, Taryn, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So nice to have you. We did a survey, we meaning the Center Hill Neighborhood Association, and many of the residents. So the survey was regarding Neighborhood Watch, but also the relationship between Center Hill and Zone 1. Many residents feel that they do not have a good relationship with Zone 1 and with the beat officers for Center Hill specifically. A good relationship meaning we don't know who they are. They don't know us. So just overall sense of community. Many residents feel like that is lacking between Center Hill and Zone 1. So my first question is, have more police officers been hired? I know that was major. That was a major conversation during the mayoral race, and all candidates addressed that. So is there a plan to hire more police officers? Have more police officers been hired? How is that going to affect Zone 1? How is that going to affect Center Hill?
Okay. Okay, you asked a couple of questions. The first one have more policemen. The goal is to hire 250 officers next year, which was the goal that our mayor stated. And it's the goal that our chief is, and we are all focused on attaining that goal. How does it affect Zone 1? How does it affect Center Hill? Of course, the more police officers that we have, the better we can expand and do a lot of our community work, community outreach. Here in the zone right now, first and foremost, we put patrol in place, right? So we have our watches, morning, day watch, evening watch, and morning watch. And then we have our crime suppression unit. And then we have our quality of life officer, have some administrative officers as well. But if I was able to have more officers, then definitely we'll be able to expand our community outreach. As far as the beat officer, y'all on beat 109, if you don't have a relationship with the beat officer, that's not good. So we're gonna have to fix that ASAP. I would like for you all to, we are in the precinct. Y'all are the beat of the precinct is on. So that should not be the case. So I invite you, Ms. Bell, to come to the precinct to meet your beat officer. I think that was something that actually me and Councilmember Hill has talked about when I first came, was partnering with the community. That was a really big conversation that we had. That was one of the things that I wanted to start out with, as far as the partner. So I invite you to come to the precinct. I know Ms. Calhoun, I got a letter from Ms. Calhoun, and she was trying to connect with us and the the letter made it to my desk, and I was excited to see Ms. Calhoun, and we definitely want to keep that partnership going. So please come to the precinct as my guest, and we can start to build and better those relationships with you and our beat officer.
Okay. I don't want to, I know you have another meeting, but you said the goal is to hire 250 police officers by 2023. You said by next year?
That was the goal that was stated during the, that was the goal that was stated by the mayor. That is his goal.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I guess he has, I guess I'm looking for, because that's a year from now. So I guess within that year, gradually, we're going to, be hiring more police officers, and we're going to see what residents want to see, obviously, is a decrease in crime and feel more secure. The dialogue that's taking place, for example, on the Nextdoor app or the Ring app, neighbors are saying that they called the police, someone suspicious was around their home at 2:30 in the morning, called on the camera, they called the police, no one showed up, things like that. So I guess that's our concern, like in terms of how it's affecting us with there being a lack of police officers.
Well, if someone is calling the police and they're not showing up, that's an issue in and of itself. Let me, in the chat, I will provide my some contact information. And so if that's occurring, I will address that because once the call is made and those calls come from dispatch to our officers, all our officers are supposed to respond to each and every call that we receive. We prioritize those calls, but we have to respond to each and every call. So if that's not happening, please let me know and we will make sure that that happens.
Okay, we did speak with Ms. Saunders, and she stated to ask you about, in terms of the beat officers, we wanted to do the ride along. She said she wasn't sure if that was still happening because of COVID. So even if we can't do the ride along, we still would like to meet our beat officers. So however you think is best to arrange that, if you would like for me to touch base with Ms. Saunders again, however you think is best.
Well, that was my invitation for you to come to the precinct. We're not doing ride-alongs right now.
Okay.
I would like for you to come to the precinct. You'll be able to meet your beat officers as well as the supervisors.
Okay.
You'll be able to meet your watch commanders. But, well, basically what you have is we have a team of people. So you have your beat officer, but then your beat officer has a sector sergeant, a supervisor, and then you have a watch commander as well. And then we have the assistant zone commander, then you have the zone commander. It's me. So it's not just the beat officer. And then we also have our crime suppression unit. We have different officers that address different community challenges in each neighborhood. So for example, we're dealing with a issue of a homeless encampment in another part of Zone 1. And so I have a quality of life officer that goes out on that. And he's not necessarily the beat officer, but when we have different challenges like that, we're able to focus on putting our officers in specific areas to address specific issues. So I think that once you come, you can come and actually see what we do, see how we do, and be able to talk to our beat officers as well as the supervisors and voice your concerns as well.
Thank you so much, Trishik.
Sorry, I had to come off mute. I wanted to say that I do second what Ms. Bell is saying, but I wanted to give you some positives as well, because we all live on different ends of Center Hill. And when I call, you all always show up. And I could just be calling for hearing random gunfire or whatever the case may be, as well as I've been over to the precinct because I have a 10-year-old son and he loves to bring y'all stuff for every holiday. You all, the officers there are very nice to him. They do welcome us in. And so I think that adds to what Miss Addie is saying, that we do want that relationship, but I wanted to give you those positives.
I definitely appreciate that. We have some very good people in Zone 1, people that care about the community, and they work very hard. So, but that's not to say that there is not room for improvement. That's not to say that we we definitely need to listen to the perspective and listen to the experiences that people have, so that we're able to deliver a better service to you all in the community.
Oh,
Thank you. Wynn?
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Kind of piggybacking off of Ms. Ellison's comment about the gunfire, and thank you all for hosting this. This is my first Center Hill meeting, and I appreciate the space and as well as our guest. And speaking of Ms. Ellison's comment about the gunfire, something that occurred and that was kind of expected around New Year's was the celebratory gunfire. And this year, one of those bullets actually hit my house. And just seeing as this is something that is semi-predictable, I'm not super well versed in crime prevention, but as something that we know in a timely manner can happen kind of year after year, I'm kind of curious what Zone 1 is doing to kind of prevent those incidences where not only houses can be hit, but potentially people can be harmed by that celebratory gunfire.
So, ma'am, as a police officer, I mean, we can patrol, but when people are shooting guns New Year's Eve, I mean, we respond to the calls. We'll go by areas where we think that this may occur, but that stuff is happening all over Atlanta, all over the country. So trying to prevent people from celebratory gunfire, that's not something that we will be able to do, but we will respond. And did you have someone come out with your house being damaged? Did we send somebody out there for that?
No, there's not been someone come out, but I also didn't call. I was honestly kind of terrified at the time, but so there's no plans or just efforts in general for prevention or gun control to make sure that that doesn't happen, even though it's a reoccurring issue.
I was over off of Hollowell and Skipper New Year's Eve, when the clock struck midnight, and it was someone a couple of feet away. I couldn't necessarily see them, but I could hear them. They were letting loose an assault rifle, not far from where my vehicle was, and and there were other people in the area shooting off their weapons as well. And we had officers over in the area, and so they're gonna shoot, and we're just thankful that no one was hit by that celebratory gunfire, but that is a concern of ours.
Thank you.
Rhoda?
oh yes. I wanted obviously more into explaining some of the terminology that he was using. I'm not familiar with what a beat cop is, or a watch commander, or a quality of life officer. So just explain the terms so I understand who these people are. You told me what they do, but what's the terminology?
So a beat, so zone 1 is an area. So the city is divided into 6 zones. And so zone 1 is Northwest Atlanta. And so we divide Northwest Atlanta into several beats. So it's 14 areas of responsibility. So you may have beat 101 is near the AU Center, 102 is Vine City, 103 is Bolton, Riverside, 104 is Ashview Heights, Mosley Park, 105 is Hunter Hills and Washington Park and Westlake, 106 is Maddox Park, 107 is north of J. Boone, North Avenue, Evelyn, South Eugenia, 108 is Penelope and Dixie Hills, 109 Center Hill, 110 is Carver Hills and Gun Club, 111 is north of MLK and West Haven and Oak Cliff, 112 is Collier Heights, 113 is Lincoln Homes and Bolton Hills, and Ward 14 is over there near English Park, Bankhead, Bolton, Carroll Heights. And so these are areas, it's 14 areas. And so in each area, you're assigned a one beat officer. So we have a 24 hours in a day. We have 3 different shifts or watches. So the watch commander is the lieutenant that's over the 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift, or the 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. shift, or the 11 at night to 7 in the morning shift. That's who the watch commander is. Did I cover that for you?
Yes, you did a great job. I have a much better understanding of the terminology and who to talk to. That's great. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Did anyone else have a question for Major Mormon, who is our new major of Zone 1?
No, but I greatly appreciate him answering the questions and helping me gain knowledge on what's going, I even had to I didn't even know our zone was Zone 1. So I just appreciate that. This is like my second time on this meeting, and I appreciate everyone who here, and I definitely appreciate you, Commander.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I look forward to working with you all and serving you all. And I just put my email address in the chat. So please feel free to reach out to me. And thank you all for your support. And I look forward to you all coming by the precinct. And I'm just so happy to see I'm overjoyed to see Miss Calhoun, to see that you're doing well. So I mean, y'all just made my day.
Commander, I'm sitting here now in another meeting that is trying to make sure that we get a good principal for Douglas High School, because the schools run the community. And so we want to make sure we are all involved with the community.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much.
And thank you.
Thank you so much, Major. We'll be seeing you soon.
Okay. All right, y'all.
Wait, before you leave, what's a good time to stop by the precinct?
You just email me. You can we'll coordinate. We're there 24/7. 24/7. So
is that Regina?
Yes.
Regina, we're gonna all try to come by together if we can at Center Hill, if possible.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Thank you, Major.
All right. Bye.
You guys, at some point, we'll send out a survey just to kind of see what time is good for everyone, so we can go by collectively and meet our beat officers. So thank you so much for that, you all. Ben, what do we have next?
Did we want to go back to Dustin? Did he have any
yes,
stuff?
I'm sorry, Councilman Hillis. Did you want to complete your update?
Yes. Thank you.
I remember it was tough. That was a lot of balloons. It is a lot. Yeah, I was already like, thank you. It's just my leftovers. I went to another boat. Yeah, I pretty much only made like one pizza and didn't eat much. I was like,
You can go on mute. I'll complete my. All right. Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So as I was saying, I am the chair of the Public Safety Committee again. So there's a lot of work to be done there, both citywide and in District 9. So looking forward to that. I am on the City Utilities Committee again, which oversees the Department of Watershed Management and the Department of Public Works. There's quite a bit of work to do there, especially when it comes to solid waste fees. Those have to be restructured due to a lawsuit that the city settled back in 2021. I'm on the Community Development and Human Services Committee again, which oversees the Parks Department, the City Planning Department. We'll be continuing work on the tree ordinance there and affordable housing. I'm also on the Committee on Council, which usually is a pretty low-key committee, just handles internal council matters and appointments, but this year it's going to be much more important because we will be doing something we should have done a couple of years ago, but due to COVID, there was a delay in the census, as everyone knows. But we're going to be redistricting, which is required every 10 years. So we'll be starting those conversations probably within the next few weeks on redistricting our council districts. And just going back to public safety and talking about some of those priorities and touching on a few things Major Mormon mentioned and things specific to Center Hill. The city was actually flat this year as far as total Part 1 crimes. but there was a rise in violent crimes. So we're going to be working and focusing on better ways to reduce violent crimes. I'm going to be continuing my work on code enforcement, which is really how I got started in public service when I first moved to Riverside and got in that neighborhood's leadership. Looking at the possibility of a zone and beat realignment. As the major mentioned, we have zones and beats in the city. We're supposed to do a zone beat evaluation every 5 years or so. It's not been 5 years, but the last one we did was just a very, very small one. About 4 beats got shuffled in between zones. And so there is a shortage in officers, but what I tell people is whether we have 2,000 officers or we have 50, there's a way to equally and equitably distribute those throughout the city. And the focus is on, as was mentioned, getting more officers so we can have smaller beats and smaller zones to reduce officer workload, so officers can actually engage in community policing and aren't just running from 911 call to 911 call, as a lot of them do now. So they can have time to proactively patrol not just our major streets and roads, but neighborhood streets, and meet and greet residents and establish those relationships that are so very important. Specific to your beat, which is 109 Center Hill, there was a 6% decrease in total crime on beat 109. And there was a 19% decrease in violent crime. So you were different from the city, where the city as a whole saw an increase in violent crime. The Center Hill beat saw a 19% decrease in violent crime. Did see a very small, just a 1% increase in property crime. And actually, when you look at all the other beats on in zone 1, you are the lowest. You have the lowest number as far as property crimes are concerned, and you have the 3rd lowest number as far as violent crimes is concerned. So when you look at beat 109 within Center Hill, y'all are actually doing very good, but there is always room for improvement. And of course, I want to thank Major Collier. Major Mormon and Major Collier actually switched positions, so Major Collier is out at the airport now, but he led Zone 1 for 2 years and did a very, very fine job. And we also still do have Captain Zigai, who is the 2nd in command at the precinct. So he knows the area well, and I know in their transition, Major Collier and Major Mormon talk frequently, and are actually their neighbors. They live in the same neighborhood, so they're each other's resource. I have started my neighborhood audits, which I try to do 3 to 4 times a year, where I drive every street in every neighborhood in District 9 and take notes on city issues, whether it's code enforcement cases that need followed up on, DPW matters, transportation matters like potholes or missing street signs or stop signs, watershed management issues like meter leaks or water main leaks, things like that. So I just started those this week, and I'm going to be continuing those probably for the next month or 2, because I have over 25 neighborhoods in District 9. So it takes a while to get all those streets driven. And one thing that I started anew in 2021, about halfway through, was partnering with Georgia Works. Number 1, to provide people with jobs is their goal, but my goal was to get our neighborhood streets cleaner. So in the last 4 months, 4 to 5 months, we've done 4 cleanups with Georgia Works. We've collected over 350 bags of trash, over 1,300 scrap tires, cleaned a total of 75 streets, and cleaned up 12 dump sites. And that's the program I'm looking to continue, probably on a once-a-month basis, where Georgia Works goes out, sometimes joined by me if I don't have any other meetings, and to continue keeping our neighborhood streets clean and more visually pleasing for everyone. So another thing I wanted to mention, and I know this came up in your neighboring neighborhoods meeting of Grove Park, and I know it's something near and dear to Center Hill and Ms. Bell's heart, is the speeding issues that are on North and Baker. So that came up in Grove Park as well. so I did mention that to Major Mormon in our sit down meeting that we had right after he came on. And so again, going back, and I've mentioned this before, but I know there's some new people on the line. So the issue is that the state tells you where you can and cannot do traffic enforcement or radar, laser speed enforcement. And only a very, very small portion of Baker Road is certified for laser speed enforcement. But as I mentioned to Major Mormon, there are other ways for us to do enforcement and let people know that the police are out making sure we have safe streets. We installed 9 or 10 new all-way stops along both those streets. But again, I know I've been out in neighborhoods. I know people sometimes run those stop signs doing 70 miles an hour in their Charger or their Challenger or whatever. Almost gotten run over myself, so I know the importance of it and shared that with Major Mormon, and he's going to work on getting more patrols over there to get people to slow down on Baker and North. So with that, I think that's all I have for now, but I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Councilman Hillis. My first question, you mentioned redistricting. Can you tell me how that will possibly affect Center Hill, and just a little bit more about that overall?
Yeah, so overall, the city is of course growing. Most of that growth is in the northern council districts and the central council district of Midtown, downtown. So basically what's going to happen citywide is the southern districts, council in Southwest and Southeast Atlanta, 10, 11, 12, 1, they're going to have to expand and bring in more residents. The northern districts are going to have to shrink because they have too many residents in them. And so naturally the ones in the middle, like District 9, which of course we've still gained residents, but we've not gained as much as the average because there's been a whole lot of growth in Midtown. Midtown is, I believe I read an article where it's been the fastest growing neighborhood in the US the past year or two. So specific to District 9 and 3, what will likely happen is, so 10, Councilmember Boone's district, just to the southwest of Center Hill, it's going to have to grow quite a bit. So it's going to be taking upwards of probably 2 to 3 precincts, voting precincts from District 9 and District 3, since that's the districts that District 10 borders. I don't think Center Hill will be in there. I certainly don't want you all to be. I want to keep you all. There is some possibility that the southern portion of Center Hill may switch between 3 and 9, because again, or excuse me, between 3 and 10, just because 10 has to grow so much. But we haven't officially seen any maps. What happens is planning takes all these statistics and things and puts them into maps and creates 3 or 4, draft maps. And then as council members get together and kind of pour over those maps, we, kind of negotiate places we really don't want to lose and places we wouldn't mind losing or gaining, etc. So maps will come out and we'll start having those conversations. And it's something that I believe that, and I've never been through a redistricting, of course, since I've only been here since 2018. But I believe there are public meetings about it, public notices. So I'll definitely keep you all informed as what is going to happen specifically in Center Hill.
Okay, thank you. Please do keep us in the loop about that. Dee asked about speed bumps, and I know you and I have been in conversation about the speed humps. So Dee, I will make sure that I keep Center Hill abreast about that. I've been working with Councilman Hillis and Councilman Amos about not only speed humps, but sidewalks, and not the radar, but I don't remember what it's called, but it tells you the speed that you're going, the speed detectors. So we've been in conversation about that as well. So Dee, I will keep you all posted about that. Thank you so much, Councilman Hillis. Does anyone else have any more questions for Councilman Hillis?
All right, thank you all so much for having me.
Thank you, Councilman Hillis. I'll be following up with you probably next week.
Sounds good. Y'all have a great night.
Councilman Amos is not able to make it tonight. He's not feeling well. I will put his email address in the chat for you all if you have any specific questions for Councilman Amos, who is our new councilman of District 9. As you can hear, my little one just got home, so please forgive me. Next, we have Inspector Sabrina Thomas. Are you here, Inspector Thomas? Inspector Thomas, are you on? So Inspector Thomas, she helps coordinate the neighborhood watch for communities who are interested in developing a neighborhood watch. And so she was going to come on tonight and just kind of discuss what the neighborhood watch entails and the steps that we have to take. Ben, do you know how to do the survey, the vote, the poll on here? Can we take a poll just for the people who are on right now, who's interested in being a part of the Center Hill Neighborhood Watch? I know some people may want more information about it. We understand that. We also did take a survey. If you were not able to take the survey, please send me a message and I'll get the survey to you. Okay.
Yeah, hang on. I mean, normally you have to pre-populate that poll. Give me a minute, but I'm also trying to share a screen, so.
Okay. You know what, Ben, it may be, would it be easier if we just did a show of hands? Like,
That would probably be easier for now, yes.
Okay, my apologies.
Okay.
So first off, if you were not able to take the survey, send me a message in the chat with your email address and I'll get the survey to you. By a show of hands, if you're interested in participating, being a part of Neighborhood Watch, just raise your hand. We just want to kind of get a feel for how many people would like to be involved. All right, so it looks like we have about 9 people who are interested. I'm assuming, and I raised my hand as well, but I'm assuming the 8 who raised their hand, they all took the survey. So that means we have your information. So that means we will be reaching out to you. I will touch base with Inspector Thomas to see if she can attend our next meeting. But I can also, when I email you, I can send you the information I have about Neighborhood Watch, and you and I can discuss what it entails. I'll do my best. Inspector Thomas is the expert on it. So next we have our beat officers are not here tonight. Yes, Regina, I'll email you, no problem. And Councilman Hillis, he put all of his information in the chat. You all, Whitley, I'll send you. Whitley, do you need the survey?
Yes, I do need the survey, please.
Okay, no problem. I'll get that to you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. And Regina, you need the survey as well? Or you would just like for me to follow up with you?
Yeah, no, yes, I would need the survey.
Okay, no problem.
Because I don't recall filling it out. So just to be on the safe side, just send me a thank you.
Okay, no problem. Those of you with your hands up, you just have your hand up from the vote, right? You don't need to say anything. I just want to make sure because I don't want to overlook anyone. Okay, so next we have Joan. We have we're going to have to wait. I'm sorry. Next, Joan, are you here with us?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Hi, Joan, can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. So my name is Joan Vernon. I'm a West Side resident on the English Avenue side, right at Bankhead and Lowry. So I've been a resident over there for 11 years. I'm also a community engagement coordinator, and I was brought on by the Integral Group to facilitate community-led, community-focused visioning sessions around the Quarry Yard site for the 4 neighborhoods that surround the site. So that would be Grove Park, Center Hill, Bankhead Heights, and House Station. So with the hopes of developing a community supported document, and we've been working on this now since August with our first few sessions around the focused areas. And that work stems from the West Side, well, the Equitable Development Task Force plan that derived from the quarry. And so it's not a new document or a new combination of community ideas. We actually are using that as a guiding document to formulate these meetings. And at this point, we've developed some language around what we hope will be a document that's supported by the community that can be presented to the group over at Quarry Yards, which will be our future neighbors. So our next session is our last session was December 16th. And in that session, we talked a lot about what the language looks like around a community plan. And the next session is January, where we will review that document. So we've been averaging about 40 guests from the 4 neighborhoods, and there's been a lot of community input. Well, that community input is what drove the language. So you'll start to see some of the EDT work coming together in that, as well as the new language that's come out of these sessions over the last few months. And from that, we have what looks like a really good draft document to support ways that the future developers can not only support the neighborhood through funding, through advocacy, by leading, monitoring, and partnering in certain areas. So I want to put a Zoom information for our next meeting in January so that everyone on this call in Center Hill can share with their neighbors and get everyone involved in the next meeting, because this is an opportunity for you guys to review the language again, to add to the language. This is not a rush document. There's going to be another community engagement series of sessions that come out of the development group, which will be the master planning team, that to talk specifically about the 25% that's going to community and some of the other things that will happen on the actual development. So these sessions are more about what's happening around the community, and they'll bleed into or lead into what happens within the site. So it's got an ongoing document. There's plenty of time for more feedback and for you guys to continue to add to, but it's a good opportunity now for the January meeting to kind of catch up on what's already been drafted. And I'm available for any questions, but I'm gonna add this to the chat now so that you guys have a registration link for the January meeting.
Thank you so much for that information. Anita, did you want to go ahead? I'm sorry, Joan, were you finished with everything?
Yep, I'm just going to add the information into the chat. Several of you have been on, I see some familiar faces have been on those calls. So I thank you guys who've participated in the feedback that we've developed so far. And then I'll put my contact information on here as well if anybody wants to reach out to me.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for the information.
Hey, good evening and Happy New Year. I know November, I believe, was the last time we were together. I said I would not be a representative moving forward from Commissioner Hall's office, but you guys do have me this month, which I'm happy because honestly, you guys are probably my favorite neighborhood association, one of my favorites for sure, to give updates to. I do have a couple of updates from Commissioner Hall's office today. I want to remind everybody that we are still finishing the budget process. The Board of Commissioners of Fulton County is on a January to December fiscal year. Unlike the city and the state and even APS, they're all on a July to June fiscal calendar. So the Board of Commissioners will be passing the budget on June 19th. They have to pass it in January. They didn't pass it yesterday. So we will see that happen. We encourage everybody to come and join. I do understand the scare of not joining the meeting in person. I just got over COVID literally just during the holidays. So we still are allowing email, public comment, and you can participate in public comment via Zoom as well. But if you certainly can voice your opinions on where you would like to see the funding go and allocate it to, Commissioner Hall is working on getting funding, increased funding for pre-arrest diversion, PAD, $400,000, senior services, and some other things. So I will drop the information for the commission meetings. Actually, they will update the link. The link that I have probably won't work for the next meeting, but I will shoot it in an email to you all once we receive it before the January 19th meeting. But we certainly do encourage everybody to either come down to 141 Prior Street, 10 a.m. on the 19th, or shoot us an email or participate in public comment via Zoom to voice your opinions about the budget. I also want to share that the contract for services grant, which is our art grant, is open for applications until the end of the month. I will drop the site where you can apply for this grant and information on the grant in the chat. But as always, if you do have some questions and some interest, shoot me an email and I will get you connected with the young lady who oversees this grant for you. So again, that grant opportunity is open until January 31st. Our office has received a large donation of face masks. Now, these are cloth face masks, but if anybody is in need of any face masks, please give me a call, shoot me an email, and I'll make sure that we get them directly to you. And I think that is about all from me today. Oh, and Demetrius Mayette, and some of you are familiar with him already, will be your representative moving forward. So you will see Demetrius in February. And Taryn, yes, I will send you that grant information directly, absolutely. And I am here. If there are any questions, you're welcome.
Does anyone have any questions? Anita, we have some new people on the call. Can you just explain again who you are and the office you work for? And
yes, forgive me, I've gotten so comfortable with you all. I am Anita Harris. I am Director of Legislative and Community Affairs for your Fulton County 4th District Commissioner, Natalie Hall. I assist Commissioner Hall in writing legislation, all things legislative, also community as well. So if there's anything that we can assist with as it relates to the county, health and human services is what we do. We have the arts, senior centers, your libraries, and so much more, youth services. We do some homeless services, and Commissioner Hall is actually working with our continuum of care right now to see how Fulton County can be beefing up what we're doing in the city of Atlanta outside of the use of the grant funding we receive from HUD that doesn't allow us to do work in the city limits. So, but certainly even with homelessness, housing, if there's any need in those areas, please do reach out to us. I'll drop my information, the office information in the chat as well for those unfamiliar and who don't have my information already. And I'm gonna miss you guys. So if you guys just want to say, hey, Anita, we miss you, shoot me a message. You guys know how to contact me.
thank you so much. We will miss seeing your face in our meetings, but you're not too far and you're still part of the community. So we appreciate you.
And I appreciate you all. Have a great evening.
You as well. And you have my email address.
Yes, I do. I have it already. Thank you.
Okay. So Joan went, Anita went. So I think that's it for our special guest. I did send the surveys out, Whitley. So I sent it to you. Regina, I sent it to you. Someone else asked for it, but I need your email address for the other person who asked for it. Okay, so Ben, can we drop where the first two links in the chat, District 3 and District 9, and then I'll tell you guys what those are. So during the race, when people were running for council members, they were asked a series of questions. And so the links that Ben is about to drop in the chat, you'll see the responses of all the people who ran for all the candidates of District 3 and our current Councilman Amos, you'll see his response. And the same for District 9, you'll see the response of everyone who ran for District 9. And Councilman Hillis, you'll be able to see how he responded to these questions. There's a series of questions, and maybe I think it's great for us to have. It's great for us to hold our council members accountable, but it's also great to just to know what their thoughts are on what's going on in the city and their district. So this is good information to have. So that's what that is. If you do not know what district you are in, that could be tricky sometimes. I thought for a long time that I was District 9, but I'm District 3. And so the last link, Ben, if you wouldn't mind dropping that in the chat, if you click on that, it'll tell you what district you are in. So those are what those 3 links are. And if you want to click on those and open them in a new browser, and then you'll have it. And then the last 2 would not really open for me, but they were responses. It was a recording. Ben's going to go ahead and drop those in the chat, but recordings of interviews of our District 3 and 9 council members when they were running for office, so how they responded to a series of questions as well. So the other thing I have to tell you guys is the Grove Park Foundation is accepting coat donations until January 18th, which is MLK Day. And these coats will be for the students at John Lewis Middle School. So they are accepting coats of all sizes. And if you would like to donate, please let me know, and I could give you the information of where to drop the coats off to. And that's what I have. And Ben dropped all those links in the chat for you all, so they're all there if you want to click on them. Thank you very much. Miranda.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Hi, I'm so sorry, guys. It was a late day for me today. Did we already go through all the committee reports?
Yes, so you're up. Did you want to discuss the cleanup on the 29th?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right there. So our next cleanup and our first one for the year is going to be the 29th, and we're going to meet at Hamilton E. Homes and Baker. Everything will be provided: trash bags, gloves, and trash pickers. And so if you guys could just spread the word to other people you know, so we can help get all of this litter cleaned up, because it just recurs every week. And then we're looking for somebody to take over the beautification committee and the projects that we do. So if you're interested, please email me directly at mirandablaze@gmail.com. That's it.
Thank you, guys. You heard Miranda. We're looking for someone to take over the beautification committee. If you're interested, please let us know. All right, next we have communications committee. Okay, Ben, can we?
Oh, sorry, it's Antavius here.
Antavius, are you here?
I see him on, but he's on mute. But I don't have any particular updates besides same old, same old. Antavius is going to be taking on as the primary point person for the communications committee, and that's about it.
Thank you, Jason, for that. Jason, I just sent you a message in the chat. Whitley asked about archiving these links on the site. So if we're able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the resources section of the site, we can keep building that out as we have more and more And Taryn, I sent you and Miranda, and I guess I'll go ahead and mention it to everybody. Last night, I discovered this app called Citizen, and it's really pretty cool. It's real-time crime reporting and updates and it's all location-based. The only thing that's a little bit tricky about it is that they try to get you to pay for it pretty aggressively, but you are able to use it for free. So yeah, it's called Citizen, and it's pretty neat. I know that y'all have been really interested in this neighborhood watch, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword because it gives you a lot of information about what's going on nearby. So it's good, but then it's also kind of bad because it makes you more aware of what's going on.
Right. Okay, and it's called Citizen.
Yeah, citizen.com. It's actually like really, really slick.
Okay. Can you drop that in the chat, Jason?
Sure thing. But everyone be super careful because they make it really easy to pay $50. So just don't pay for it. You're able to use it for free.
Okay. Trishik, I want to make sure your question is asked. Are you able to send links and email addresses in an email to all? Yes, and we also have a resource page on the website, on the Center Hill neighborhood website. And when you go to that resource page, all these phone numbers and email addresses of community leaders and just important contact information for you to have. And so we're going to add these links to the resource page. Thank you very much, Jason.
Yeah, can you send those to me in an email? Because I'll lose them in the chat.
Yes.
I'm here on the phone.
Yeah, for sure. I'll send
Awesome.
it to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
And yeah, add in Antavius too. So he should have access to the site, and that'll be a good handoff as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take care of it.
Is
Awesome.
that
Thanks, Tay.
Antavius?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Antavius.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. So we were just saying these links, there's one link that when you click on it, it'll show you the district that you're in, and a couple other links, and we want them added to the resource page of the website. So I'll get those to you tonight.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. What do we have next, Ben? We could skip over zoning. I didn't have any announcements for you guys. Education, Rhoda, did you have an announcement?
Oh, all I can say is on December 14th, I went to Young Middle School and they were doing the ribbon cutting for an area of the middle school that's called the Den. In the Den, they have they have several social services. One of them would be a food and clothing pantry. They also have mental health room, and they have a career center. There's many, many more of those, but those are just a few of the highlighted ones that I wanted to mention. And it was really so great that I think every school should have a wing like that. Again, it's at Young Middle School. So that was something neat that I experienced.
Thank you so much for that, Rhoda. Did you have any other updates?
No.
Okay. Public safety, that is an open position. Finance is an open position. And then beautification is open. Ben, did you have any updates?
Yeah, I received an exciting email today from Park Pride that the new mayor, the city of Atlanta, approved $2 million more to do a match with Park Pride grants in the community development impact areas. And our park is one of those areas. So the email today was asking me in the next 2 weeks to see what we would, if we had additional money, add to that trail we're going to do with our existing grant we're working on now. So if anybody wants to get with me, now we can ask for more money and ask maybe do an extension of the trail, maybe start talking about doing a bridge at some point over the creek, just different things like that. But I'm not sure how much money we're talking, but we have an opportunity to kind of get additional monies that we can pack in for this year on this trail that we're working on. And maybe it's not even the trail. Maybe it's bike racks or other things for the park.
Okay, I know for sure a lot of residents wanted lights. A lot of we have coaches, they coach football at the park, and we're talking about the Center Hill Park, you all. And this particular coach was saying how, there are no lights. So I think this will be a great conversation. When do you have to respond? ASAP?
Yeah, they want to have it ready for, well, the 17th of January is when they want to have it back, so they can submit it January 29th when they have their monthly allocation meeting for this new money. So it's really fast.
It's really fast.
Yeah.
Well, could we all send emails to Ben?
Yep.
Right.
You feel free to send me an email. We'll, if I need to, we can try to have a little special committee meeting that I could schedule, and we can send out a blast and just have a special one-off meeting, kind of talk about this for people that are interested.
I think that would be beneficial. It'd be nice if we could get residents involved so, we could all feel a part. Ben, can you drop your email in the chat?
Yes.
I like the full meeting too. It sounds good.
Yes, I would definitely. And Miss Addie, I love your idea about repairing the bleachers. That's needed as well. So you guys be on the lookout for an email from us about a special called meeting so we can just make sure we have collective input on how we want this money to be used. Ben, thank you so much for that. Did you have any other updates?
No, but I see Trey Sheik has her hand raised.
Trey Sheik, go ahead.
There were lights down there. I'm not sure why they were removed on that field, but there were lights. And are we gonna talk to them about, because I know you were talking about one of the coaches saying there were no lights. Are we gonna talk to them about the trash that they leave behind after they have practice? Because that's also an issue.
Right.
Because actually I found it great that they took the lights because it stopped the practice, which stopped the trash. I know they want to play, but then we have to get together on some type of agreement because we have to teach the kids who are growing up in these neighborhoods and who will soon take over the neighborhood when we're old and gray. And they need to know that dropping the trash is not, that's not what we accept.
Right, absolutely. Thank you for that, Trishik. Thomas?
This is Inspector Thomas. I've been having technical difficulties. I could hear y'all and everything. I heard Major, I heard Councilman Hillis, but when you called my name, it decided to go west.
It's okay. Inspector Thomas, we're gonna have to add you to our February agenda.
That's fine. I just wanted to let y'all know I was here. I was listening, but I don't know what happened.
Okay, no problem at all. We definitely have residents who are interested in being a part of the neighborhood watch. So we'll add you to our February agenda.
And I do apologize, but I'm sitting here in the precinct and the computer decided to do what it wanted to do.
We appreciate you working with us, Inspector Thomas. So we'll see you in February.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll be reaching out to you probably tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ben, did you have anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Jason, can you give us a quick update on in terms of the website and dues being paid? Are people able to receive reminders now when their dues are due, when their membership is due?
No, not currently. We are transferring funds from the old bank account. I need to get with I suppose Miss Addie or whoever is in charge of the new bank account. But that's my primary goal for to get done is to have our membership role and have a renewal date for every member.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jason. We'll be in communication about that. So next we just have our resource page, and this is what's also on the site. Can you go to 16? Yes. So this is what's also on the website with the various resources. And that's what we have for you all tonight. I'm sorry we kept you off 15 minutes past, but I think we had a good meeting. It was a lot of information for one meeting. We met our new major, which was great. We had a lot of good information to discuss. Did anyone have any questions? And thank you, Joan, for that.
No, but I'm glad to be here. I never knew all this went on in a neighborhood association meeting. And I've been living in my house about 5 years. So y'all, I apologize. I apologize.
You guys, I met Regina some months ago. It was in the summer and she was walking and I would just see her walking. And I said, one day I'm going to join you. Of course, that never happened. She called me too. She said, I'm walking past your house. Do you want to come out? You guys know how it is. I said, no, I'll go tomorrow. Never happened. I'm gonna walk with you one day, Regina, and I'm happy you're here. Trey Sheik, thank you so much for that. Did anyone else have any questions? Be on the lookout for an email so we can plan a special meeting so we can discuss the funds for the Center Hill Park. If there's nothing else, Miss Addie, do I have to officially call to adjourn?
You don't have to. You can just say it.
Okay.
The motion that needs no motion.
Okay, we will adjourn for tonight. You guys, I think we had a great first meeting of 2022. Please send me an email. I'm going to put my email address and my phone number in the chat. Please let me know if you do not have the survey. Okay. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care. Be safe.
Good night.
Thank you.
You have my email and phone.